Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Professor Ming's Strategic Insights. I'm afraid I have to begin today's program by making a confession. I'm somewhat confused by what happened in Beijing's politics. Namely, just like many China watchers around the world, journalists, professional China watchers, analysts, and politicians alike, we don't seem to know what really happened in Beijing, in high politics in Beijing, but we do observe some abnormalities happening inside China, inside Communist China, especially among the top echelons of the political figures in Beijing. And they all seem to lead to one thing, one very specific direction. That is, Xi may be losing control, at least losing part of control of political power, or losing part of control over China's military. We don't know for sure, but there are some things that we can share with you today. As early as October 2022, after the closing of the 20th Party Congress of the Chinese Communist Party, rumors have been circulating, pointing to Xi Jinping's health problem. Some said that he had a problem with the liver, some said he had a problem with his pancreas, and some said he had trouble with his heart, and some said, oh, he suffered some minor strokes once or twice. And anyway, so he has some health problems. That's one thing. The second thing is his political authority is under challenge. And this person is challenging him, and those people are ganging up to challenge him, and so on and so forth. The worst is a combination of both. He has not only health problem, but he's also under challenge, and his power status is shaking. Anyway, but what I'm going to share with you today is the latest development of news of this nature. Some are speculations, and some are rumors, and some are unconfirmed news as of now. Most of them happen during and after the two conferences. Let me explain the two conferences. There are two political bodies, very high up political bodies in the Chinese Communist political system. One is called the NPC, the National People's Congress. It's like nominally, it's like the parliament or the Congress of a country. Now, China called it the National People's Congress. The other one is called NCCPPCC. It's very tedious and redundant. Let me read it out. It's called National Committee for the Chinese People's Consultative Conference. Let me not explain it. Anyway, it's like you can just imagine it's another Congress, so-called Congress, quote unquote, of China's. Anyway, so usually they hold conferences in March, from early to mid-March annually. So they call it two conferences. Because Chinese politics is so opaque, so non-transparent, so the holding of these two conferences would shed some light to the mysteries of the Chinese politics. So that's oftentimes a very good opportunity for the China watchers around the world to scrutinize what really happened in there. So these are what we have observed. The first thing is the rumor about one of the deputy chairman of China's Central Military Commission, highest military body of China's People's Liberation Army, and whose name is He Weidong, a three-star general. Supposedly, the number 3 guy in Chinese military. The top guy is, of course, Xi Jinping himself. The second guy is Zhang Youxia, and He Weidong is the third guy. He Weidong has been missing from public scene for a long time, for a few weeks. This is kind of unusual. And rumor has it, after the conclusion of this two conferences, He Weidong was taken away by the disciplinary committee people. Well, you can tell the nature of the organ, the discipline committee. Anyway, he was arrested and suffered a heart attack and then sent to the hospital, and supposedly he'll be under further investigation after he's healed. But anyway, he's been, rumor has it, he's been arrested and is now under investigation. Furthermore, the Central Military Commission has started the process of cleaning up what this General He has left in the Central Military Commission. Remember, let me remind you, he's the number 3 guy of the Central Military Commission, one of the top 3 guys in the military structure of China's. So that's serious. Associated with this news is the arrest of another 3-star general by the name of Zhang Keshi, the former chief of China's military logistic department. He was a close political protege of Xi Jinping's. And so there are all kinds of speculations about his detention. But anyway, these, again, like I said, these are unconfirmed, but we have taken it kind of seriously. I'll explain why. So this is the first thing that we have observed. The second unusual thing we have observed is General Dong Jun, the Minister of National Defense, a 3-star general, who's also missing from public scene for almost 2 weeks by now. This is unusual. The minister before him, General Li Shangfu, who had been missing from public scene for a long time, for a few months, and then it was officially announced that he's been purged. We're not sure about Dong Jun. We're not sure about the current or the incumbent Minister of National Defense, Dong Jun, but this is unusual. Like I said, he's been missing from the public scene for about 2 weeks. And the second thing. The third thing is Miao Hua, been missing from scene and been officially announced that he's been purged. Remember, he's one of the top guys again. He's one of the members of the top Central Military Commission. And he's the, supposedly, he's a czar of political affairs or political thought affairs, and that's important. But the thing is, yes, Miao Hua's been missing from this, the 2 conferences, but Li Qiaoming, a 3-star general, the commander of PLA's army, the army leader, our army commander, Li Qiaoming, who had been rumored and has been purged for some time, but this time he came out and participated in these 2 conferences. He is supposedly a close political protege of Zhang Youxia, remember, a deputy chairman of the Central Military Commission. And Zhang Youxia is supposedly the political adversary of Xi Jinping's. You know the significance. Although it's kind of early to say that this General Li Qiaoming has been rehabilitated, we're not sure of that. But the thing is, if he could reappear in such an important occasion, that means he's kind of clean by now. And the fourth thing we have noticed that Fu Wenhua, another 2-star general, who's been promoted to be the deputy commander of the armed police of China's. The armed police in China is not police. It's just a second army of the Chinese PLA, People's Liberation Army. So this Fu Wenhua, again, is a close political protege of Zhang Youxia, the deputy chairperson of Central Military Commission. And Zhang Youxia, as we mentioned, is supposedly Xi Jinping's political adversary in the army. And the fifth abnormality we have observed recently is quite serious. Well, Xi Jinping went to Kunming, the capital city of Yunnan province, in southern China. He visited Kunming, and then he received the local peoples, the soldiers and the civilian officials of the area and of the province. Supposedly, whenever Xi Jinping visited a military installation, an army unit or anywhere, he's supposedly accompanied by at least one member of the two deputy commander or the two deputy chairperson of the Central Military Commission. Namely, he will be accompanied either by Zhang Youxia or by He Weidong. And that's almost a routine, and that rule has never been broken. But this time, he went there almost by himself. That the one general that accompanied Xi to meet with these local people was the director of the Office of Central Military Commission. It's only a two-star general, and that's kind of low in the political echelon, although he's one of the top guy in the military chain of command, but he's not high enough. So Xi Jinping was not accompanied by either of the two deputy chairmen or by any member from the Central Military Commission. That's something we have never seen before. We can say that. So this is unusual. And that's a sign that we would speculate that he has trouble with the military itself. So that's really something unusual. That's the fifth point. So after hearing all these, you may be confused. Let me put it this way. Those who are purged or who are missing from the public scene are supposedly political proteges of Xi Jinping's. And those who are being promoted are supposedly political proteges of Mr. Zhang Youxia's or General Zhang Youxia's. And Zhang Youxia is supposedly the political adversary of Xi Jinping's. Now, isn't that clear? The last thing is perhaps the most significant one. It again happened in the closing ceremony of these two conferences. On March the 11th, when the closing ceremony of the national NPC is holding, and Xi Jinping is supposedly to leave the conference room, and as a rule, all these people in the room are supposed to be standing up and seeing Xi Jinping off, especially the first few rows, the people who occupy the first few rows, the members of the Politburo and the top military officers who occupy the front rows are supposedly to get up, and stand by their seats, turn around and look at Xi Jinping, or at least look at his direction and see him off. And that's a rule. That's almost an iron law inside the party, and that's what they're supposed to do. But this time we have noticed something very, very unusual, very, very strange. This General Zhang Youxia, the deputy commander or the deputy chairman of the Central Military Commission, supposedly the political adversary of Xi Jinping's, when Xi Jinping left the conference room, General Zhang Youxia did not stand up. He did not even turn around when Xi Jinping passed behind him. Well, you may say, oh, he was kind of absent-minded and he lost track of Xi Jinping. That's impossible. Let me tell you this, that's impossible. Even if he ignored it himself, people behind him or people next to him would probably touch him or even push him and telling him, well, Chairman Xi Jinping is passing you and you have to stand up. And that's a rule. But he did not stand up. He was facing Xi Jinping with his back and sitting there and just let Xi Jinping pass through him, behind him. That's really unusual. It's a clear sign of ignoring Xi Jinping intentionally. So there's no other explanation. Let me tell you this. There's no other explanation except for intentional ignorance. So this is unusual. So what does it tell us? Well, at least we can say that Xi Jinping's authority is under some kind of challenge, under some kind of threat. If it's not shaking well enough to shake him off, but that's good enough. Oh, by the way, before I forget, just when I came into this room, and we got some news about some new rumors about some purges. General Lin Xiangyang, a two-star general, the commander of the East Theater of the PLA, is supposedly missing from the scene. And then General Wang Houbin, the director or the commander of the China's rocket force, has been purged. Again, these are not confirmed, but we just got the new news, got the new rumors. So all these are adding to one thing. There's some undercurrent going on in Chinese politics, at least among the top brass of the PLA. We don't know what really happened, but we can know for sure. These kind of things did not happen before, and now now they're happening, and very frequently, and one after another. So there must be something going on, something unusual going on. Well, people may wonder, are you guys over-interpreting something? Yes, we may. But you have to know, Chinese politics is so opaque, so non-transparent, so we have to, sometimes we have to elaborate a little bit. We have to scrutinize what we have seen, and we have to elaborate a little bit. Sometimes we may be wrong, but you have to, if you check the track record, that we're right in many cases. So again, there's no conclusion being made yet, but let me tell you, things are really unusual. They are pointing to either Xi Jinping is losing grip, or losing control of the army, or at least there are some people who are trying to challenge his authority. So what we can do is wait for the convention of the fourth plenum of the Central Committee, and supposedly coming up this year, or we can observe whether there are other people missing from the scene, and whether Xi Jinping's health is really in trouble. So these are things that to be observed in the future. Again, this is not a conclusion. This is a reminder, telling you there are some unusual things happening in Chinese politics in Beijing. So we have to keep watching it. And again, there's no conclusion, but that's something worth watching. And that's all I want to share with you today. I hope you liked today's program. Please share it with your friends, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. And click the icon bell so that you get a simultaneous notification when we have a new program on. And that's all I want to share with you today, and I'll see you next time.